right, now watch me close. Remember what we've talked about up to this point. We're describing that this fire, this wicked judgment, supposedly being proclaimed as this judgment from God or Jesus, we're showing where it's coming from perfectly, like we're following a map. Pay very close attention. Remember, these were the words that Jesus Christ, the red letter words of Jesus Christ, that he is asking you to figure out. Verse 6 gives us our answer. For I desired mercy and not sacrifice, and the knowledge of God more than burnt offerings. This fire is a burnt offering. It is a huge burnt offering sacrifice that is taking place globally on a macro ritual scale. And as you see Jesus wanting you to figure out that he desires mercy in his judgment and not a sacrifice, and more importantly, he is describing even more than this burnt offering, which is clarifying this fire sacrifice. And he is describing who is ultimately responsible, meaning there have they dealt treacherously against me. Well, we know who the me is. It's Jesus. We just read that in Matthew. In Jesus' own words, it is him that is saying this, that he's asking us to figure out. So he's telling us those that have dealt treacherously against him specifically are like men. It is the sons of God of Genesis 6 who are now dealing very treacherously, trying to cover up the truth of Jesus Christ. And this is where we see Dan, which is representing the descendancy of these sons of God, is now being represented as a serpent, an adder by the path, trying to block the way. The way is Jesus Christ. Jesus is telling you, he is needing you to figure this out. The Spirit of truth is allowing us all to begin to understand this after many thousands of years of confusion. How beautiful, praise Jesus. So now we're going to find out exactly what I said, that those who have dealt treacherously, he is saying, but they like men, not meaning that they are men, but like men. Who would be like men in this instance? Well, it would be those mighty men of old. So now we're going to show that this is Ephraim's connection. And if you wanted to read the top of it here where it starts out, go ahead and pause it and then read it through. All right, and now we're going to turn to the next page. That was chapter 6 of Hosea. We're going to turn to chapter 10, verse 13, to find out exactly who Ephraim has been influenced by. Who are these that are like men? Ye have plowed wickedness, ye have reaped iniquity, ye have eaten the fruit of lies. Who would that be? That would be the fruit of the serpent of Eden. This is what's going to connect us to Joel 2 in this army that has a fire that goes before it. And then the land is like Eden. This fire is going to be the very same fire that some of these people are trying to promote us from our Father, that you can see now from this video series is absolutely not. Ye have plowed wickedness, ye have reaped iniquity, ye have eaten the fruit of lies, because thou didst trust in thy way, in the multitude of thy mighty men. Of thy mighty men. This is who of Ephraim has been trusted into, these multitudes of mighty men. In other words, the descendancy of the sons of God of Genesis 6, the Nephilim. The very same one that Jesus, in these words here, being recorded as a response of deity titled Jehovah, is really the Spirit of truth, Jesus, that is speaking to Hosea, word for word. And he's telling them that they are dealing treacherously against him. And then this is why we have these false lords in the Old Testament, which are trying to prescribe all this anger, wrath, vengeance, and jealousy, dealing treacherously against Jesus. I'll be back.